Jamaica become crime free. In Jamaica and we're Jamaican for economy. No more breeder lasting. Remediation set. Eat what we grow what we eat. It is good for our economy.
Absolutely. Welcome once again to another AgroBuzz, our weekly agricultural program right here on Doreen's Coffee Break. Now, as we heard last week, preparations are now in high gear for the Denbigh Agricultural Industrial and Food Show. It's not just an agricultural show anymore, industrial and the food show to be held August 5 to 7 at the showground in Clarendon. Now, did you know that the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries is actively involved in protecting Jamaica's agriculture and environment from the introduction of pests, including diseases, which can have serious economic impact on production cost, production yield, food prices, export market, and ultimately high import bill, loss of export market, and affects our food security and economic growth. So we gotta protect Jamaica's agriculture and the environment. Now, this program is managed by the Plant, Quarantine and Produce Inspection Branch of the Ministry, and they're among several exhibits that will be part of the Ministry's village at this year's Denbigh show. So it's not just the bulls you go and look at the produce, but lots and lots of things. Now, head of the branch is Ms. Sanniel Wilson, Chief Plant Quarantine Officer, and she's our very special guest this morning on AgroBuzz to tell us about the plans for Denbigh and to remind us how we can help in protecting our plants and crops from new pests. Good morning to you, Sanniel Wilson. How's the morning?
I am doing well, Doreen. Good morning to you and your listeners.
Right, you're ready for Denbigh?
Yes, we are. Doreen.
You having a big exhibit at Denbigh?
Certainly, Doreen. We asked them this year for a bigger boost because we want to make sure that we're protecting Jamaica's agriculture and ensuring that our farmers have a fighting chance to survive in this competitive environment.
Yeah, man, a lot of things are at stake, import costs and that sort of thing. We don't want that. So tell me the role of the Plant Quarantine Branch.
All right, Doreen. Plant quarantine has two main functions. Mm-hmm. One, the most important possible is to prevent the entry and establishment of pests into Jamaica. So essentially, we try to ensure that no pest enters and become established into in our agricultural sector or an environment. Mm-hmm. Our second role, Doreen, is to ensure that only the highest quality pest we produce leave this country to our export market.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right.
So how do you prevent these pests from coming in? Because they could come in. How do you make sure that it doesn't?
Well, Doreen, our first line of defense is what we call the use of our permit system, where we stipulate to the country sending things to Jamaica the requirements for those items coming into Jamaica. But we don't leave it there, Doreen. Mm-hmm. We also do inspection once those produce comes to Jamaica. So we have our plant quarantine inspectors that are stationed at all major ports to conduct those inspections. And we then go further, Doreen. We conduct surveillance.
Oh, okay.
So we do surveillance of pests to ensure that we're able to see when these pests do come in and to respond immediately.
Great. Now, what plant pests are we talking about?
Well, Doreen, right now we have decided to prioritize 5. We have top 10, but I just want to focus on 3 that we'll be looking at Denbigh. Mm-hmm. The Mediterranean fruit fly. Mm-hmm. We'll be looking at the Panama race 4, which affects bananas and plantains. And we'll be looking at citrus canker, which affects our citrus, our lime, oranges, etc.
Okay. So now, besides farmers, who else do we need to educate about these pests?
Doreen, it's literally everybody. We do have high-risk persons, so once we have travelers going to other countries and coming to Jamaica, there's a potential. Persons sneaking a little stuff in their bags and then they discard it. But Doreen, we certainly want to target our tourist industry, our farm workers, our fisher folk, and of course agricultural researchers, students, just about everybody that travels and presents that risk to Jamaica's agriculture.
Yeah, and the people who bring in the little things from time to time. You have any signs up like at the airport that warns them that they shouldn't be bringing it in?
Yes, Doreen. In fact, we collaborated with the United States and we have a sign in both airports, all over the airport that says, "Do not pack a pet."
Okay.
And Doreen, we will have that sign as well. We'll have a banner reminding persons, "Do not pack a pet." We're even going further. we'll be distributing, based on how persons are able to answer questions about the branch, we'll be distributing passport cases, just to remind them. So once you put your passport in those cases, right at the front of the case, you will be reminded, do not pack a pet when you're coming into Jamaica.
Nice.
So we're really going further this year, Doreen.
Yes, sir. So how are the preparations for Denbigh coming up? It's just round the corner now, you know.
Boy, Doreen, I must say that we're doing well. We have a team of persons in planned quarantine. We call it the Denbigh Committee. And they're working well. This year we have decided to ensure that we put thrust in ensuring that we protect the agricultural sector. So, Doreen, we're making all kind of things for this year, Denbigh. And as I said, we are doing quite well in our preparation to this point.
Right. I know a lot of people come with lots of questions and you'll have everything there. But is there a particular highlight for the show?
Well, Doreen, we're going to have a couple of things new this year. We're going to be having a huge model of the Mediterranean fruit fly.
Okay.
Now, this fruit fly actually affects 260 different host plants.
Oh.
It therefore means once it gets into Jamaica, we're not talking about just a banana or just an apple. We're talking about it literally wiping out our agricultural sector. So we'll have a huge display of that fly this year. We'll also have a huge display of a pepper, showing you the lepidopteran coming out of the pepper.
Yeah.
We have looked at we are renovating our packing house, literally showing farmers what it is that you need to actually have when it is that you plan to do export. Because, Doreen, we do have a lot of farmers who are exporters in their own right. We'll also be displaying and giving information, sensitization about the Panama disease, the Medfly disease, and we'll be having a running interview with some of our exporters who are farmers and how they would have dealt with diseases that they would have had.
Okay, so this is definitely a place you have to visit. Denbigh, the Ministry of Agriculture Village, where you're going to have the planned quarantine people there with all sorts of things to tell you and educate you about. And we have to take care of our very, very special agricultural market here in Jamaica. Sanniel Wilson, thank you so much. Have a great day and make sure you wear comfortable clothes to Denbigh now and comfortable shoes, yeah?
I will, Doreen. All right, thank you, Doreen. You have a good one.
You too. Thank you so much. So the 65th Annual Denbigh Agricultural Show will be held August 5 to 7 at the Denbigh Agricultural Showground in Clarendon under the theme, Grow What We Eat and Eat What We Grow, saluting our farmers, our nation builders. Now, gates open at 8 a.m. An entrance fee $1,000 for adults, $400 for children under 12. And remember, let us all salute and support our farmers by growing what we eat and eating what we grow. Keep listening to AgroBuzz for more information on the work of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. And of course, you can log on to their website, moa.gov.jm, and of course, miic.gov.jm. And follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook. See you next week for another AgroBuzz.
Everybody eat locally. They tell me that I'm in nursing locally.